something that I like to also check. I mean, we may have covered this earlier on as well, but I would like to take an outside in and inside out approach, meaning to say that what are the misconceptions that external people see about sales and salespeople in general versus the misconceptions that salespeople themselves have about sales. So it's kind of like saying, outside, right? It's like, yeah, they say that, okay, salespeople, right? They put the con in convince. But fact of the matter is that it's not necessarily the case. I've always seen sales as a wonderful tool and skill set to promote communication skills. Right? It's not so much. It's partly willing buyer, willing seller. Right? The persuasion, the salesmanship, the ability to gain trust and build rapport, even upon meeting that person, or even just looking at your bloody photo in WhatsApp. Right? Will already give you a sense of this person. Of course, there are little things. Oh, make sure you put pictures of your family so people know you're a family man, or put a picture of your dog or whatever it is. It all works, right? Okay, so I'm kind of supporting
Well,
the whole con and convince thing. I'm sorry,
looks like I
but
need to change my WhatsApp photo then,
yeah,
because
you
my
gotta
WhatsApp
take the.
photo has got no dog, no nothing.
No, no, no.
Mine is
Yours is
the
perfectly
logo of the
fine.
Knights Templar.
Yeah, that's right. So that's a bit different. I'm gonna put the Illuminati one soon. Okay, but you got, yeah, your other profile pics, right? The mad scientist hair. You got to change that, lah.
Well, you know what's interesting? The mad scientist hair is what I've always been known for.
Oh, hey,
People have
it's
always
become a
said,
brand. Look at that.
yeah, it has actually become a brand, which is what I sometimes do talk with, whenever I do lead generation trainings with
Okay.
organizations. I always tell them that, one thing that I'm known in the market for is, number one, the mad scientist hair, and number two, the trainer who always wears black. So today I'm wearing white, right? But the trainer who's always in black.
Mm.
So people say, "Do you know Leroy?" Yeah. The guy with the hair, that defies gravity, stuff like that. So it's actually a brand. So I share with them that branding is not about having a certain structure, a beautiful structure. It can be something quirky that you're known for, right? It can be
Mm.
something quirky that you're known for. And there are many brands out there that are, they are very well received because they're funky, they're quirky. But anyway, that's a whole training program altogether. But
Mm.
when we talk about misconception of salespeople, yeah, it is true. And I'll be very honest with you, okay? Salespeople sometimes are the reason why there are misconceptions about salespeople. There are bad eggs in every industry. Let's be honest, right? Not only in sales. If you're talking about any other professional sector, there are always bad eggs, right? And in sales, it just so happens that it is shown a lot more. Why? Because salespeople are on the ground 24/7. They are in society 24/7. And so society talks. Society relate, right? They speak to one another all the time. So sales being one of what I like to call one of the most exposed industries, right? Because everywhere you turn, you see one. Because of that frequency that salespeople are in the market, the bad eggs, their little behaviors tend to be generalized across the whole industry. Yeah? And that's what happens. So do I say that these misconceptions are misconceptions? Yes and no. Some of it is real. There are some salespeople who do practice certain ways of doing things that are not right, right? Like you said, right? They put the con in convince. Now, there's another saying, right? If you cannot convince, confuse.
Confuse.
If you cannot confuse, con. Right? So there are some of them out there who practice that, right? They use underhanded techniques. They misrepresent. They sell what's in their interest and not what's in the client's interest. They exist. And now, you see, the problem here is this. If let's say I did that to a client, let's say I did that to Edric, okay? So Edric, I did that to you. What happens is that you will probably go and tell your friend. And then your friend will tell his friend. And it just keeps on spreading. So sometimes whenever people talk to me, I mean, this is a very big topic all the time, about misconceptions about sales people is this. They always ask me, they always say, your salespeople you only tell us the good things, you don't tell us the bad things. I always ask them this question: have you experienced it yourself before? And I can tell you, out of every 10, 5 will say, no, I heard it from a friend.
Yeah. They
I
generalize.
heard it from a friend. They generalize. Now, will this go away? Absolutely not.
No.
It will never go away. Bad eggs will always cause this to happen on a daily basis. Yeah. Now, so that's one area. The second area is about the misconception of salespeople is that they don't see us as professionals. I don't know if you know this, right? They always say, if you cannot succeed anywhere else, let's go into sales. Let's sell whatever you can sell. And that actually irritates me. It angers me because they say that, we don't actually have the kind of education of professionals, right? People always tell me this, Leroy, lawyers take 4 years, doctors take 6 years, right, to be a professional, right? So people, you always talk only. And that frustrates me, that angers me, because doctors save lives. I respect it. I love that they do that, right? Lawyers defend people. Lawyers defend society on one side of things. Lawyers defend people on the other side of things, right? Mm-hmm. Salespeople, they say we only sell things. No. If a salesperson truly believes in his product, they truly believe in their service, and they know for a fact that it impacts a person's life, it changes a person's life, how then are we any different from anybody else? A doctor creates better health in a person. True? Salespeople, our product makes your life a better place.
Yep.
Our service makes your life a better place. And as long as salespeople remain professional, ethics, integrity, and morals, to me, personally, we are professionals. And that's something that I've always been passionate about. And I've always told salespeople this one thing: never ever allow people to look down on you just because you're a salesperson. Always keep your head up high, keep your pride there, because the product and the service that you sell impacts people's lives. If you feel that it does not impact people's lives as much as you want to, find a product or a service that you can go and push out into the market that makes you feel that way. So this is something that I'm really passionate about, right? That we are professionals for as long as we do the right thing.
Okay, Leroy for president. Yeah, but I love that. Now, quick question. Do you believe that salespeople can still succeed if they don't believe in their product?
Personally, no. A salesperson can succeed even if they don't believe in their product, if their driving factor is just sales revenue. But there will be a limit to their success. If that person were to take that kind of drive, that kind of ability to something that they really believe in, they go much further. There are many salespeople out there, they don't really believe in their product. I've met them, right? They don't believe in their product, but they still sell very well because they have a natural ability to convince. Yep. They are really good at handling objections, building rapport, right? Building emotions. They are really good at, being in conversation, right? Networking, stuff like that. They're really good at it. But they don't believe in the product because all that they're focused on is revenue. Now, you put that person into a product that they believe, how much more would they actually achieve? Which is why sometimes whenever it is that I work with salespeople, whether it's a team or one-to-one coaching sessions, one of the first few things that I always do is I will always put them through a test. They do not know that they're going through the test, but I put them through a test to see how they speak about their product. You see, when somebody is convicted about something, you can see it in their voice, in their micro expressions, in how they talk about it, their choice of words. You can see it versus someone who's just peddling a product. You see? So when I put them through that test, if I realize that they do not believe in their product, I don't teach them any sales skills during their coaching session or during their training session. I will spend time with them, helping them identify what do they believe in, and then send them down that road so that they can be far more effective than where they are right now.
Yeah. So this is exactly why salespeople are still very essential in my eyes. Fact is that digital marketing, digital sales, right, cannot replace that kind of sincerity that a salesperson is able to bring to you, customizing to the point whereby I will keep doing this until you say yes. That kind of drive whereby yes, machines can do that, right? They'll be it whether or not they're gonna spam you with all sorts of things to the point whereby
They
they
send
beat you
drones
into
in with
submission.
flyers.
Oh, that's right, that's right. Into your house, just sending things in, people throwing rocks in, written with messages on them, whatever it takes, right? But humans, on the other hand, it's still that sincerity that you have to bring to the table, and somehow or other, that's always worked for me to be able to be that sincere, to lay it on the table and say, hey, look, this is something that I really think will work for you. At the same time, you have to note these things, right? There are others in the market, but this is where it is, and I would really love for you to consider this. It's not about me trying to sell you something or take your money, right? But it's really something that I truly believe will help. That's always been my approach, and if I didn't believe it, I wouldn't sell it.
Good for you, man. Good for you. Because to be to be very clear on this, there are many people out there. I mean, we are being candid, right?
Oh, of course.
There are many salespeople out there that I've met. They don't believe in their product, but you know why they're selling it?
Because of the money. They're trying to
Because
make
of
a
the
quick
money.
buck.
Because of the money, or because they can't be hired somewhere else, right? Or just because they just say that this place that whatever I'm selling right now is going to be a stepping stone to what I really want to go to. That's a reality.
Mm.
That's a reality. Of which organizations that we work with, they know. They know that some of their organizations are just stepping stones, and the salespeople are just there because that's a job that they could get,
Right.
right? So what we actually do with these organizations is that we tell them, turn these people around. And how do you turn somebody around? Is to not just tell them, sell my product. This is your target revenue. We tell them, get these people involved in your product placements. Get these people involved in your product enhancements. They have no sense of belonging, make them have it. Give it to them. Build that culture around them. And they will start to believe. You see? So it is true. Their market has quite a number of salespeople. Okay, I can't say it's all. Definitely, it's definitely not all. There are many out there who love and believe in what they do, but there are people out there who are just selling it for the sake of selling it.
Mm.
And if the organization doesn't play its part to make a change in that, these people will be part of the high turnover rate over time.
Right. I would definitely like to challenge this particular thing to whoever it is. Always ask, or at least I would like you to ask yourself, why do you do sales? What is it about this sales do you enjoy? The entire sales process from start to finish. And when I say start to finish, it's not meeting your client first, but doing your prospecting, understanding your product, learning about the research, learning your sales 7-step sale, 9-step, 13-step, 21-step sales process, okay? That you have to do. To be honest, I gave that all back already. At the end of the day, it's gone down to the point whereby I just want to know, why is it that you do your sales? What is it at the end of the day that makes you truly happy and dedicated to say, good, I can move on to the next one, and because I really want to do it. This is
Well,
something that took very long for me to figure out.
let me jump in here, okay? Um, I don't want people to think that, oh, I'm in sales because I enjoy the money, and that's wrong. No, 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 no. That is not wrong.
Mm.
If you are in sales because you want the money, because it's a rewarding career, how much you work is how much you earn, right? The more you work, the more you earn. The smarter you work, the higher you earn, right? And you are doing it because of the money. There's actually nothing wrong with that.
Yep.
Okay? I'm just challenging people to say that how much more effective would you be if you were in sales for the money while at the same time believe in your product? How much more effective would you really be? And have you actually stopped the hunt for finding something that you truly believe in selling? Right? Couple that with your desire with money, and then couple that also with a love for people and a love for communication, and you become a whole different machine altogether.
Mm. You become a savage in sales, for sure. One more question for you. Do you think that there's a major skill set difference between hunter and farmer?
Can you please define for me hunter and farmer? Because everybody gives me different definitions. So I want to know what's
Okay.
yours.
Hunter is basically always new accounts. All right. I don't service. I close. Boom. Move on. Farmers are very, very long tail in the sense that they hold the account. They continue to keep growing, maybe 3 to 5% year on year for each account.
Okay, so your definition is more or less the same as quite some other people. To me, there's no difference because you need to break down your industry first. So number one is your industry. Some industries are what we like to call the machine gun industries, right? That means within sales, the industry is below it, right? Machine guns industry, it means pam, 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 pam. Every day, transaction, because they have a support system behind, right? So I close the deal, I hand it over to the support team manages the account, right? They build on the account. So some sectors are like that. Some sectors, it's one man, one account, grow it over the years. So whether you're a hunter or a farmer, right? And which one is more important? Which one do you spend more time on? Well, number one, it depends on your industry that you're selling to. That's number one. Number two, you need to decide whether you prefer being a hunter or a farmer, and then you go and choose a company that facilitates you being a farmer or a hunter. So I've known many salespeople who love sales, but they are so disgruntled because they say, well, every day must pump, 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 pump. And then as I get to know them and as we start to extract their values in their life, we start to extract their preferred behaviors in their life, their preferred activities in their life. I said, you're not a hunter, you're a farmer. You know, you build on relationships. That's why you are so frustrated. You love the idea of sales, you enjoy the idea of sales, but you hate the fast games, pump, 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 pump. You hate them. You want to sit down, coffee and conversation, or in Singapore, it's called curry puff and kopi, correct? Right? Coffee and conversation, right? You want to get to know their families. You want to go and play golf. You want to watch a movie, right? You want to do all of these things. Then you are in the wrong industry. Go to the farmer side. And then there's some people who love to hunt, but then they're in the farmer's role, and then they feel bored because So that's why the general term of the word salespeople is too broad for the general public to really understand who we are. Think about it, right? If you look at doctors, there are many different fields, true or not? Right? Salespeople are the same. You've got the hunters, the farmers, the gatherers, and so on and so forth. So similarly, what I would say is identify if you're a hunter or a farmer, and then after that, make a decision, and then you will be comfortable with how you're moving forward.
Very interesting. Thank you so much for sharing that, Leroy.
No problem.
So, it's been an hour into this already. I've taken up a lot of your time. Thank you so much for that. Now, there's always one last segment that we do in every show, and that is a rapid fire 10 question so that our listeners can get to know you in a very, very, very short amount of time. All right. So, Leroy, are you ready for the EPIC questionnaire?
Let's do it.
All right. Question number 1. One word that you love the most.
One word that I love the most. Serendipity.
What? Okay, cool. I don't know why it always sounds like some Indian dish to me, that word. Serendipity.
I am half Indian.
Yeah, well, it's true. Yeah. One word that you dislike the most.
No. Typical salesperson.
Irony, right? Salespeople are supposed to love no, though, because then it gives us a chance to kind of fight it. There's an essence of challenge that you want. Getting yeses too easily is kind of like I get lazy.
Yeah. Right? That was a cheeky answer. But anyways.
Yeah. If you could have a conversation with a person, fictional, non-fictional, dead or alive, who would that be?
Malcolm X.
Malcolm X. Cool. What do you say to yourself in the mirror every morning?
What a good-looking boy. No, I'm just kidding. What I say to myself in the mirror every morning is, honestly, why is my hairline receding?
Why is my hairline receding? Okay.
Followed by, let's do today.
Nice. Name one superpower that you'd like to have.
Wolverine.
What? The healing, the adamantium skeleton,
The
the
adamantium
speed,
skeleton.
power. Oh,
Adamantium
nice.
skeleton.
Okay. Okay. And favorite dish to eat.
Devil's curry.
Favorite travel spot or the next travel spot you'd like to go to once borders open up.
Borders open up. Base Camp Everest.
Ooh. Something in the arts that you've always wanted to do but yet to do so.
Be you.
Be me?
Now, I've always, in the arts, is it? Well, I do not know if being a talk show host is an art. I mean, it's part of the arts.
It's more
Is
as
it?
media and arts, right? It's kind of.
Yeah, so it's probably to be a talk show host, hopefully to be on Top Gear.
Okay, and you get to place your name on the board there. Yeah, just be above Jimmy Carr or something. You'll be fine. Oh, Captain Slow. What does retirement look like to you?
A castle in Ireland.
Say what?
A castle in Ireland.
Okay, why a castle and why Ireland? This I gotta know.
Well, I'm introverted, right? I mean, most people don't believe it, but I am actually very introverted. Why Ireland? I've not found a place more beautiful than that when it comes to the countryside. And that's one. So my retirement would be something that I would love to be in a place where I open up my doors. I don't see civilization for hundreds and for as far as the eye can see. Right, that's one. And why a castle? I don't know. Ever since I was young, I've always been obsessed about calling myself a duke or an earl. So, I mean, if let's say, for example, if I had a castle, I can be, king of my castle, right? And, the name Leroy in French actually means the king. So I think it fits. Yeah.
Ah, interesting. And last question. How do you want to be remembered? What's your legacy?
A man after God's heart.
All right, short and sweet. Now, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much to Leroy Frank Ratnam of SEI, the Sales Excellence Institute. Now, head on over to sei.sg, check out the training programs that that they have to offer. And again, big thanks to Leroy for spending an hour with us, sharing so much of his thoughts, his wisdom, and his passion with all of us on this little channel that we call the EPIC Podcast. Now, Leroy, do you have anything else you'd like to add on to our listeners over here?
Well, if you come from the context of salespeople, find what you love to sell. Love the people that you sell to. That's basically it.
All right. Thanks so much. And with that, we will see you next week. This has been the EPIC Podcast, and we're out. And a peace.